Content warning. The following show contains some potty mouth language, discussions of fictitious violence, and a few subjects that might make a few people feel a little uncomfortable. We promise that our intention is not for you to feel attacked. But with all of that said, viewer discretion is advised. Yeah, you said that with confidence. Yeah, didn't I though? Yeah, that is such a cool thing. So, you gonna start the music or what? Oh, yeah, we'll start the music. Just take a breath and remember, we got this. All right, you're gonna be happy with it. I hope I'm gonna be happy with it. Let's see if we're happy with it. All right, let's make it happen. All right, let's do this. Hey everybody, how's it going out there today? This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. And welcome to the dark side of the room. This is the show where we're going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff. Games and fun and life. Don't you know anything about life, Lisa? You're tearing me apart with memes that are 10 years out of date. But with all that being said, we are looking to have a pretty good time today. Now, I took under advisement that a lot of people have been telling me, dude, you are so quiet, blah, blah, blah. So I jumped straight in to my settings and all of that jazz to try and fix my sound quality. And you know what? I think I kind of pulled it off. You know, a whole bunch of stuff. I was here for like 3 or 4 hours trying to make sure that my sound was coming in all good. And of course, now I'm getting all these different things. So, if you are new to the show, hello. If you are one of the ride or dies, like I see a Xanathades here, ahoy, ahoy. Greetings to my friend from the land of cheese and beer. Man, have I missed you. I wish we could be around each other a lot more. And hopefully your kids are fed, because remember, you got to feed those things every day. Like every day. I always forgot about that, which is why I'm a terrible, terrible father. So, yep, yep. Turn up the noise gate. Yeah, I know. It's, if I turn down the noise gate, you're gonna lose everything, all that stuff. But that's okay. Hopefully this should be working. This should be working right here. And as I was saying, if you guys got any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to communicate with me in a number of ways. Number one, you can leave a message for me here in the chat. Or if you're watching on the YouTubes, you can leave a message for me in the chat there. In fact, if your YouTube is up on the TV, you can open up the same channel in your phone and communicate through the chat that way, because that's how I do it with the people that I watch, so I know that it works. Or you can open up your email and send me an email at backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. You can also reach me through Twitter. That's my ex. And Instagram also at Back in the Deck. That's BACKINTHEDECK. And if you're on the Clock app, like I'm on the Clock app, you can reach out at BidP. That's BIDPY. And of course, if you are still part of that wretched hive of scum and villainy known as Facebook, and let's be real, you are, join Deckers on the Book. You know, check it all out on Deckers on the Book. Talk to other Deckers as well. And when one of my ride or dies actually gets here or gets up to it, they'll be leaving an invitation to the Back in the Deck Discord. What? We have a Discord? Yes, we do do have a Discord, and our Discord is not stuck behind a paywall because I'm broke and I'm expecting you guys are broke too. So you know what? We shouldn't have to pay to talk to each other and all that stuff. However, if you're not broke and you think that what we do brings value into your life, and I mean that, if our stuff brings value into your life and makes your day a little bit brighter, just a little bit, then feel free to send us a donation, okay? A donation right here at the links that I'm putting in the chat right now. We have donations that you can do, a one-time direct thing. I don't even need your email for it, and it won't even pop up on any mailing list, okay? I appreciate that. You can also like and subscribe down on, like and subscribe over on the YouTube channel. That helps. And, subscribe here on Twitch. This is how I pay my mortgage and keep my lights on, guys. It's real simple. I don't get those subscriptions and all that stuff, then I unfortunately don't end up paying my bills, and then things get all wacky, and then people begin to disobey me, and it's nothing but work all the time. But you guys can help me out by hitting up those donation things. But you know what? If you're just set on getting something for your money, because a lot of people are, and there ain't nothing wrong with that, then check out the third link that I put up there, and that's to the BidP merch store. Get yourself a hoodie. Why? It's winter, and from what everyone has been telling me all over the United States, it is colder than a well digger's butt out there, all right? And I can feel it. I'm here in beautiful Southern California, in Los Angeles proper, and I sit up under heaters and blankets like as soon as the sun goes down, going, oh my God, I can't believe. Well, you know what? At least I'm not in Montana, because that weather would kill me. It would kill me so hard. So today we are going to be painting up some minis, and I'm going to give you guys a few tips on sitting down to your paint process and things that might actually increase your productivity and help you warm up on a couple of things. That's what we're going to do. That is what we're going for. And when we get back, because I have to start running commercials and all that stuff, but when we get back, we are going to go into it. We'll see you guys in a minute. Oh, that's right. The way to subscribe here on Twitch. Don't use your money. Use Jeff Bezos' money. You can subscribe here on Twitch with your Amazon Prime gaming account, okay? If you've got Amazon Prime, you've got a free gaming thing, and it's a subscription thing that you can do, and you can be like, yeah, I want to subscribe here on Twitch, and I will do it with the Amazon Prime thing because I don't want to spend no more money. And then Jeff Bezos will be like, hey, you got another subscription, here's $1 or $2. So isn't that fun? So we will see you guys in a minute while you guys take care of all those things. All right. So how's it going, guys? Let's see who we got here in the chat. We've got Mark. What's going on, Mark? And Doink, 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 Doink. And of course, hey there, lonely girl. A lonely girl. Right over here on Twitch. And hello to those of you guys watching on YouTube and hasn't put up anything in the chat. So, what are we doing today? Neon's here. Fantastic. Now, there are a couple of models that I found online that are clones, okay? And they are from a little game that I learned about a long time ago called Necro something. I think it's like Necro Webway or Necro Head Stuff or Necro Money or something like that. Anyway, it's Necro something, and it's actually pretty neat. So, dealing with that particular thing, what we are going to do is we are going to, yes, that's right, Necro Moon Heavy. And we are going to actually play some stuff or put up some stuff that I found from Necromunda. And we are going to paint them up for our sci-fi games that are miniature agnostic. Now, what does that mean? Why would we do all that? You know, what is it that you're playing at, old man? I hear you say. Well, it's simple, guys. It's very simple. There are hundreds of tabletop minis games and various other games that are out there like it. And there is one company that we know and I talk crap on all the time. And why do I talk crap on them? Because I don't like the way that they run things. I mean, that's literally what it comes down to. I don't like the way that they run business. So I do everything I can not to buy stuff from them, even though I play their game with a whole bunch of proxies, because I can't afford to go into one of their stores. All right, I'm from the hood. All right, they don't even build them within 15 miles of where I live, and that, my friends, is no exaggeration. Hey, we're back. But I found some minis that I saw. I was watching a YouTube channel called Althenian Games, and I love that guy. He kind of has a voice like this, and he does lots of stuff with one-page rules, and he talks about the God Queen, and I love all the stuff that he does because that guy plays for the love of playing games. And he used some models that I saw on his channel, and I'm like, oh my god, those things are awesome. And those models are called Palanite guards. All right, and these guys, like, the art is from Games Workshop, and oh my god, it looks so cool. These things are amazing looking, and I'm like, dude, I must have them. Where are they from? And my best friend is like, oh yeah, those guys are from Necromunda. And I'm like, oh okay, let me see how much they cost. Oh, they cost $2. Wow, I can't believe that they cost $2. That is great. Yep, too much, way too much, because I'm broke all the time. Like, real talk, guys, I barely have gas enough to get to work tomorrow. So I'm not paying their prices. But what can I find that is inspired by and yet legally distinct from? And I found some that look close enough for government work. So what are we going to do? We are going to be slappy, choppy, a lot of the stuff that we want to show in our little game with our little toys and all of the things that we do when we say little. Okay, so that is what we are going to be doing today. I'm just trying to make sure that I have everything framed up in the way that I want it framed, and that you guys will like what you see. So let's see here. I would have put 1312 as the number on the back. 1312. You know, I can see that. They very much have a football player, kind of like the San Diego Chargers, kind of thing going for them, and I like them. I like them so much. So yeah, that is one of the things that we're looking at. Like I said, we're taking a look at these guys, and I painted up some last week on our signature show, and guess what? I thought at the time they were good enough, but I wasn't really happy with it. So we are going to repaint. What? Wait, you can do that? Yes. If you're not happy with something, you can always do it all over. Yeah, I know they are cops. Well, I like to call them mall cops. They actually remind me of, like, you know, mall cops and the ways that they look at stuff, and I'm like, yep, you guys belong in a mall. We shall call you Paul, for you are Paul Blart. Yeah, that's what we got. Good old Paul Blart. But before we do that, we actually have some other stuff that I found that I think are actually kind of neat. And a friend of mine who really doesn't like the whole idea of using Luffy's method to get stuff, using Luffy's method to get stuff, but one, he understands that I, like a lot of other people, hey, what's going on, Daryl? What's up? He understands that I, like a lot of people, are broke, okay? Broke, okay? And second, he would patronize the Yellow and Black Company. He really would. But they have this interesting pastime of wanting you to buy their stuff. And I mean that. They really want you to buy their stuff. At least that's what they say. They say, don't use any models other than ours, for ours are supreme. Ours are best. Ours are what you want. Ours are all you want. For you work for us. And then they sell out and they never restock. And it's like, you know what? I would really like to buy your guys' stuff, but you won't sell it to me. Yeah, you won't sell it to me. And I'm like, well, guess what? There's some very talented 3D sculptors out there. And, yeah. And I do call them glorified mall cops, Zan. Not like Shadowrun, but because the Adeptus Arbites, y'all call them Arbites. Having that whole Judge Dredd aesthetic. Yeah, those are actually closer to cops. Those are cops. Them's the police. That's the popo. They even in gameplay have a mechanic to where they throw handcuffs on people. So yeah, that's the popo, and we don't like the popo when they come to us. So yeah, but that's okay, cause we gonna be alright. Anyway, but one of the things that Games Workshop isn't selling, and let's head over. Ooh, that was a mess up. There we go. Let's head over to the hobby hall, and you guys get to see what I'm talking about when it comes to that kind of thing. All right. First, we're going to start with these. Now, we have a paint scheme going today. All right. These guys right here. Oh, look at these. Yeah, look at that. Now, these things have already been primed. All right. I prime them with Duplicolor Sandable Primer. Okay, wow, that is really close to the thing. Just trust me on this. Duplicolor Primer, it's real. And a good primer, guys, goes all of the ways. Now, on this one today, we are going to use a lot of standard paints. We're not exactly going to be slappy, choppy like we normally are. That's right. I do more than one paint scheme and paint style, okay? Because with our good old not our Arbites, but our Palinites, our Palantines, our Pally Pals, I really like the box art, and I'm not going to try and duplicate the box art because I can't. I'm not that good enough of a painter. But what I am going to do today. Oh, wait, I should probably, yeah, I'm not going to duplicate the box art, guys. I'm not that good a painter, all right? I don't want to be that good a painter. That is just not one of my ambitions. However, I'm going to get something relatively close. So I'm going to put these guys in pretty much all of the armor and all of the fabric that I can figure out how to, which means we're using metallics. We're just using a bunch of metallics today. A bunch of metallics are what we are going to use, because why shouldn't we? That's my question. All right. So yeah, we're going to use the metallics on all this. I'm just trying to make sure that my that my thing is nice and maybe I can make this a little smaller. I want to center this up just a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. That is a lot better. Yeah, look at that. Okay, now I can center this stuff up and we are good. Let's see here. There we go. All right, we got all that stuff going. So let's head over to the hobby hall and let's show off our little palette for our Palinites. Oh my God, I don't believe I had to say that type of thing. So we're going to start this off, and our main colors are going to be gunmetal from Army Painter. All right, Army Painter gunmetal. That's the good stuff. All right, this is the good stuff. This is what we're doing. All right, and some Vallejo Model Air copper, because y'all know how I love me some copper. Now, I hear loads of Games Workshop people out there, no, you've got to have a third color. They're not table ready until you have a third color. To which I say, guys, they're my toys. I do what I want. And right now, they're going to start with 2 colors. All right. Now, when we're working with metallics, okay, when we're working with metallics, gunmetal is really, really easy. We barely have to thin it down. All right, we barely have to. And when I say we barely have to, we're going to take our brush and we're going to dip it in water. And that is what we're going to grab our paints with. Okay. Now, we're going to start here so we get a feel for the brush strokes and the easiness on how the paint goes. Now, we are going to do copper on the trim and the bars and metal on the rest. Now, these things are like barricades, all right? These things are barricades. You get your little mini, and they're like, look, I'm hiding behind the thing. You can't find me, type of thing, because they can duck. And these have not been on sale from Games Workshop for decades. And I found a file, I think it was on Cults, for these things. And I said, dude, these are great, especially since there are so many games that come with barricades. And so I printed out a bunch of them, and then I put them in a box, and then I lost them. Because, yeah, that's what I do. I put stuff in boxes, and I lose it. All right? So there. That's it. That's all we got to do. It's almost like an overbrush. It's almost like a dry brush. Going to do the same on the back, and you guys will be able to see the difference. This is literally barely a brush load of paint. Don't need that much. These are just walls. All right, that's literally the whole thing. Can we get the last one? Ooh, squeeze it out of the brush. Now, if you guys notice how I'm using my brush, I can already hear you saying, no! But this was literally a brush that I got from the dollar store. No, I got this off of Amazon. It came in a pack of like 10 or 11, and it was like $10. So we are literally using a $10 or a $1 brush. Let's see. All right, there we go. Yep, that'll do. They generally don't need more than black and white. So now we are going to take our copper. Okay, we're going to take our copper and we're just going to do some lining. And seriously, that is all we need to do with these particular things. Wow. Now, my copper paint is old. It's like really, really old. I've been using this stuff forever. And when that happens, sometimes you got to take a stick, pop off the little cap, and give it a manual stir. Okay, just one little manual stir. And gonna have to take a needle sometimes and unclog the nozzle. Okay, this, it's what happens to all paint, especially if your paint is older than like a decade. It gets crazy. You know, these are maintenance things that you gotta do. We don't like it, but you gotta do it sometimes. There we go. Now we're just gonna put the cap back on and redone. Been putting stone beads in your pots to help with shaking them. Yeah, seriously, stone beads are great. Army Painter actually puts stirring beads in all of their paints. It's one of the reasons I like them so much as a brand. When I ran out of a particular color from my speed paints, there we go. And that's it. Now, I could, if I want to, add a little white. And if you notice, I'm not even thinning this stuff down. This is going to take a couple of coats because it's such a dark thing. Now, a lot of folks will take their metallics, they'll put black underneath, and they'll dry brush, okay? And that is definitely a method. But you know, this copper color, that's a little dark and a little reddish. So where's our... Nope. Don't want that one. Or do we want that one? Yeah. We're going to cut this with some gold, okay? Gold, greedy gold. Also from Army Painter. because I use Army Painter paints. And if you guys wonder why I keep using Army Painter paints, it's because they are half the cost of GW paints, and they are designed not to spill. And I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of please don't spill. Now this isn't exactly the tone I want, so I'm going to try a little bit of an experiment here. Do I have a brown available? No, I don't want the gold there. Do I have a brown? I just need a brown. Oh, there's a brown. There's a brown. Just going to throw some brown into it. Not to dull down the sheen, but to get it just a little closer. You know, I don't want it to be gold. You know, we reserve that for other things, you know, like my guards that are gold. There we go. And this should oh, look at that. That really makes the guys pop. You see the difference there? Oh. And now it's going on nice and smooth. We're still going to need like 2 coats. But now we've got something that'll contrast really well against the stuff that we're putting out there. God, I loaded this brush up crazy because this is the one that I used to stir. There we go. So that's what brown does for you. Yes. You know, it is for more than leather pouches, y'all. There we go. Hey, look at that. And that's it. We're literally just using this stuff to bring out the bars and to use that magical word, contrast. Let's contrast everything, you know? And again, we don't have to pay a lot of attention to these things because, one, this is just our warm-up, all right? And whenever you're doing something creative, it's really important to have a throwaway piece. All right, if you're doing silicone molding, you need a dump mold. You know, I have a couple of molds that I use for bits so that when, not if, but when I overpour my resin, I've got somewhere for it to go, and then I got more bits, you know, electrical panels, stuff like that. Need to choke up on this brush a bit. And now, get my painter's control. Oh, yeah, that's right. I can do it. It's not just blah, blah, blah. You know, yes, I paint everything like that. But sometimes, yeah, I do have to go in softly, gently. Sweet anticipation. All right. And there we are. Okay. Now we have a few more of these things to do. But this is also showing us we're going to need a couple of coats of the metallic, which I'm not surprised. All right. I'm not surprised that we're going to need a couple of coats. You know, I'm really not. Now, because, yeah, that's a thing. And in all honesty and fairness, because I do give flowers where they count, I still believe that the Yellow and Red Company, Games Workshop, does make the best metallic paints. Lead Belcher, godsend. Back in the day, they had a color called Mithril Silver. I used to swear by it. I don't know what they changed it to because I don't like them. And I will settle for not the best stuff if it means not supporting a company that I don't really like. They get better from time to time, and I throw them a few coins when they get better, but yeah. And if you guys are wondering why I'm not doing the chasing thing and talking about Warhammer Old World, number one, I don't want this to become a Games Workshop Warhammer channel. All right, there are hundreds of games out there that are really good, and if I get caught up in the Games Workshop ethos, I'm not going to be talking about them. I'm going to be talking about Games Workshop stuff. And yeah, if I talk about Games Workshop, I won't be painting Stargrave. I won't be playing Carnivale. I won't be able to check out Space Weirdos, or any of the other myriad of games out there that have model agnostic systems, cheap rule books, and gameplay that allows you to learn other stuff as well. Because that is definitely something I have figured out since I learned how to play 40K last year, is their rule system is so dense and heavy that it causes sort of a learning exhaustion. So once you get the game phases and all the shenanigans and all the different ways you can build teams and all of the granularity, the prospect of learning a different game is like, dude, it took me a year to learn how to play this game, and I gotta keep notes when I play. I don't want another game cross-contaminating my head. What's going on, Mike? So sticky and thick. But I'm not that guy. 40K is one game in my arsenal. One. Because I want to be able to go to a store that's not a Games Workshop store and meet a stranger and say, hey, you want to play a game? And they go, well, I play Stargrave. And I'll be like, hey, I have a Stargrave list. Or I play OPR. I'm like, dude, I've got 11 OPR armies. Or I play Frostgrave. Dude, I've got 5 Frostgrave lists. Let's play some games. Let's have some fun. Let's make some friends. Can you say friends? And like I said, I'm working up to pay some attention to these things before I work on the models that people are actually going to pay attention to. And by people, I mean me. Because I don't care if people don't like my paint jobs. They're my toys. I do what I want. And, to quote a t-shirt that I'm working on when I find the proper fonts, not your minis. If you guys are new to the channel and you're checking out what I'm doing, I'm letting you guys know right now. I do this stuff because I like doing this stuff. All right? I paint, but painting isn't my one hobby. I play games, but playing games are not my one hobby. I have 100 hobbies because my main hobby is learning stuff. Learning new things, refining the knowledge I have at old things. That's just how I roll. Okay, look at all that. Now we're going to clean up our messes over here by taking some of that, yeah, there we go. And we're just going to re-go over, just like a wall in a major city that's painting over graffiti. We're not going to do a whole new wall. We're going to put some patches in. And those patches add character. And character is good. Oh, yeah. There we go. There. Now we've got one of those. All right. So with that, let me check some of these. Let me check some of these things. Huge fan of the Citadel Golden Griffin. Oh, seriously. Let's see here. Wow, that is so much. Yes, that's what Brown does. Neon Arlecchino says they get better and then they take down TTS, right? They take down the Emperor's text-to-speech device, and that really sucks for a lot of fans. That's still one of the most hilarious ways to learn the thick 400 books worth of lore for 40K, and that's one of the reasons I'm not a big fan of the company. Oh, we have a question. What kind of font am I looking for? We'll talk in private messages after. And Zan says, it took me forever to find the highlight I was happy with for my gold trim. Right? You know, highlighting gold. It's a thing that a lot of people do. And over there, we've got Mike saying, so sticky, so thick. Painting the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? Or of the what apocalypse? I don't know. There's a thing in the way. Yeah, there's a thing in the way right there. Let me see if I can find that there on the nope, can't find it within the chat. I missed it. Oh, the 4 horsemen Ode Apocalypse. Oh yeah, the 4 horsemen Ode Apocalypse. That's right. So yeah, I put this stuff together because I like doing stuff. All right, I like doing stuff. I like painting things. I like playing games. Last week on the show, we painted up some Battletech robots, and I accidentally gave them a Rodimus Prime from Transformers Flow. And cool. I like that, you know. Maybe one of these days I'll play them, and as I put them on the table, someone will start playing Dokken, and they'll be like, you got the touch! And I'll be like, yeah! You know? 'Cause I'm silly, and that's what we're doing. So let's take a look. Let's take a serious look at our models. Okay? Let's take a look at our models. But let's take a look at our reference art. Alright? Because our reference art can give us a lot of insights as to how we can be doing this. All right, so let's take a look here on our reference art. They're very dull in their colors. They've got numbers, and if you think I'm freehanding numbers on these things, you are very, very mistaken. I'm not that guy. Hey, Luca. Let's see here. They got some brown stuff with their other things, and mostly they seem black and metallic. And we can work with that. We can actually work with that pretty well. Okay? Yeah, we can work with that. Now, we actually have black paint, and black paint is going to be a pretty easy base coat to apply. And I think what we're going to do is we are going to base coat these things in black. Just give it to me, black, black. And then we're going to dry brush the metallic, the gunmetal over it, just to bring it out a little. And then on top of everything, that's where we're going to add our yellow highlights. But with yellow highlights, our yellow highlights are actually going to be that metallic that we just put together. Question is, are we going to do brown? Are we going to do the brown of their belts? And I don't know. Let's take a look. I mean, these guys, they got a little blue in certain places and stuff. Yeah, certain blue and all that stuff. And again, keep in mind, these guys are 1.5 inches tall. They're literally an inch and a half tall. So we don't have to go all super fine with the detail. You know, we really don't. We don't have to go super fine with the detail. They just have to look good from the top of the table. So, I suppose the first thing that we are going to do with these guys is we are going to give them a base coat of black. You know, and if you ask, well, why didn't you just prime them black? And the answer is, don't have any black primer. Actually, I keep gray around, and I do lots of washes and stuff. But yeah, because I do like the contrast of the yellow and stuff on top. But when it comes down to it, when it comes down to the other stuff, I prefer gray. I really do. I prefer gray when I'm priming. Sometimes a dark gray, sometimes a light gray, but definitely a gray. Because darkening something is a lot easier than lightening it. I learned that over the course of years. Okay, it is so much easier to take light colors like gray or white with my priming and make it and turn them black than it is to go black from white. Ugh. Or should I say make it go white from black? Oh my god, did I learn that? Yeah, me too, Neon. Neon says, I love white because I'm a sucker for vibrant colors. So am I. I am seriously a sucker for the colors that are vibrant. All right, that is so me. That is how I roll. That is how I like playing the things. So let's get back to the hobby hall and see what we can muster. See, we're back. So these guys, look at them in their glory. Now, unfortunately, their guns are covering their insignia, and I say unfortunately, but that's not really an unfortunate thing, because that's just less detail for us to deal with. We're going to start with the matte black from Army Painter, but Chaos Black from Games Workshop, Craft Paint Black, that works too. But yeah, we're going to get rid of all that popping, all of that. It's just going to go away. And literally, I'm using an overbrush technique. This is one of the reasons I use such crap brushes, because dry brushing, contrast paints, and overbrushing, especially when, like me being a bass player, you've got very strong and heavy hands. Okay? And that kills your brushes. Oh my god, your brushes just go straight dead. It's terrible. Terrible dead brushes. And you don't want to do that with your ergonomically gripped fox hair number 3 that you had a monk put together for you one hair at a time on a mountain in Osaka. You know, that's just not what you want to do. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Look at that guy. That guy right there. Oh, yeah, look at that. He's all shiny, like the song. We're going to go back in, and we're going to do our second one, because y'all know how I feel about batch painting. And real talk, this, my friends, is a very easy way to batch paint as well. Okay? If I were going other colors, this is the beginning of this slappy choppy. But our real thing for today is repainting. And why are we repainting? Well, this is what my guy looked like before. They're okay. Alright, they're okay. I'm not saying I'm mad at them, but I'm not happy with it. So, we're going to make them a little more sci-fi, a little more gritty, and make the shoulder insignias pop a little better. Okay? I wasn't happy with them. In truth, I'm not very creative with color choices, and when I'm out of ideas, I tend to go back to the primaries, and I don't want everything I paint looking like an orc or Superman. Not that I have anything against orcs and Superman, but if I'm running a sci-fi future game and I'm like, yeah, that guy likes Superman, yeah, that guy likes Superman, yeah, that guy likes Superman too. You see what I'm getting at? So yeah, and now, as you can see, let's get down a little bit closer. This is what it looks like when they're closer to dry. This is fantastic wet. Alright. But we got to do a little bit of cleaning on our brushes, so we just dip them in water. And remember to clean your brushes, guys. Remember to clean them. Because every time you use your brush, you get built up stuff on the hairs, and that just becomes a big matted mess later on. And when I say matted mess, I mean a matted mess that's difficult to use. Okay, you'll end up getting chunks where you don't want, and you'll start feeling like you did when you were 6 years old and you tried to paint box art. Y'all know who you are, and y'all know what I'm talking about. So, now that I put a little bit on, See what we're doing here? Now, when it's done, it's going to look a bit like a statue. Okay? And that's kind of what we want. Okay? This is very edgy highlight that we're doing. It doesn't take that long to paint these guys, which is why I tend to batch paint them. Okay? Doesn't take that long. And that's it. That's all. That's all you need. Now, yeah, there we go. Look at that. And we're just going to do that to the top as well. Okay? Now, what we're going to do on this is we're going to work out a couple of details. All right? And we're going to do some details in the straight up black. And when I say black, I mean like coffee. Blacker than the blackest black times infinity. You know, black like the song from Pearl Jam, you know, black like the metal, you know. We're talking black, blickety black, y'all. You know, I mean seriously. Cuz I like coffee. So we're going to take our super thin brush, and this is the brush that we're actually going to pay attention to. Cuz we have to. Now, what is going to be black on here? Well, I want his clothing to be black. Alright, so we are just going to take some of this and get a lot closer, and yeah, we're going to go black down here on his tunic. Now, a lot of people say that black is hard to paint. I seriously disagree. Black, I think, is super easy, barely an inconvenience. When you're painting black over smooth surfaces and mildly detailed surfaces. Outside of that, yeah, it's best to use as a wash. Okay, yeah, there we go. And see, we're gonna actually make his pants a little blue-black, like a mall cop should be. Again, yeah, these guys are going total Paul Blart, post-apocalyptic mall cop. Okay, there we go. Look at that. And see, if you notice, we're dulling him down all over again. Okay, because we don't want every bit and every piece to be shiny. We just want certain bits to be shiny. Okay, certain bits. So we're just going to take the shiny. What's important here is when you're using matte paint colors, all right? Yeah, we're aiming for the cloth. When you're using matte paint colors, it's really important to dip your brush every time you refill your paint. Okay? I am terrible, and I mean terrible, at mixing paint without wasting it. Alright? I'm bad at thinning paint without wasting it. Really bad at that all the way across the board. I'm no good at it. So I find that having a damp or a wet brush gets me my thinning effect a lot better, and I only have to use 2 drops of paint out of my $6 bottle. Yes, I'm so broke that $6 means a lot. Don't judge me. There we go. There we go. And now into the pants. Like I said, we're hitting the cloth. Okay. See, we're not going to do all the pants in black, but yeah. And you see what we got here? Alright. This is coming together a lot better. You know, a whole lot better. Now, we are going to use some of that brown just to break up the darkness colors. We're going to go for dark flesh tone from Vallejo Air. Alright, and that dark flesh tone, you know, we're not going to need a lot. I'm literally talking like a drop, okay? And what works with that dark flesh tone, all right, and this is easy, we're going to do the belt in that dark flesh tone, okay? There. Just a quick move. Quick move. There we go. Darky, darky, fleshy Tony. There we go. And now his holster. Okay, yeah. There we go. And now the other side of his belt, and this is going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky, like rocking a rhyme. And I mean rocking a rhyme that's right on time. It is tricky. There we go. There we go. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. There we go. Now, he's got some other brown stuff, like the straps to his knee pads. Those are going to be black. Or those are going to be brown. Okay, yeah. Brown leg straps. Okay. And this stuff literally helps us break up that black. It gives a little bit of contrast for our eyes to go, hey, look, there's something else there. Okay, yeah, look at that. Okay, so brown. Now, I think I'm going to lighten up this brown just a little bit, because it looks a little bit, just a little, like the Duke. Okay? So, how are we going to lighten up the brown, you might ask? Well, we're going to take a little bit of the maize yellow from Army Painter Speed Paint, just a little bit of maize yellow from 2.0, and some skeleton bone. Okay? And we're going to mix that up and then cut that with the brown. Okay, we're just adding a little bit of yellowing to the brown and desaturating the coffee tone. Okay, that's all. Giving it a little bit of yellow, a little bit of desatch. Yeah, all right. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah. Now you see what we're looking at? Yeah. All right. Now we're going to put a wash on this whole thing at the end. So don't worry about going too bright. And again, this is... Ooh, I don't know what that was, but that's there. These are, hey look, I'm a cop, I'm supposed to be here colors. You get what I mean? You know, just a little bit of, hey, buddy, you feel lucky that I'm around? You feel protected? Alright, yeah, look at that. Okay. And let's add some of that to his, yeah, let's add that to his shin guards. If we don't like the shin guards, we can always repaint them. That's the best part about this whole project, is you can always do it again. Okay? So yeah, we're just going to make his shin guards come out a little bit more. Yeah, that works. That works. I'm happy with that. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Focus! There we are. There we are. Yeah. Look at that. So yeah. Alright. That is a good place to be. And see, now this guy is looking a lot more like a sci-fi mall cop. Yeah, a lot more like a sci-fi mall cop. And that, my friends, is a good thing. Yes, it's a good thing. Focus. A tiny Don Knotts head for these guys. Oh my god, yeah, make them totally Barney Fife. That would be awesome. Yeah, oh, this is looking good. And you see we get a little bit of that shine from the gunmetal. All right, but we're not done yet. Okay, we're totally not done yet. Now we're going to give this guy a dry brush. You see why I do most of my stuff in speed paint? We're going to give this guy a dry brush in shining silver on his metallic pieces. Actually, it's more like an edge highlight than a dry brush, just to make sure that that stuff does pop and can pop. Yeah, just a little bit of an edge highlight over the top, which accomplishes what dry brushing accomplishes. But yeah, so we're just gonna pop that in there, barely touch. Doop, boop, 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 boop. Just across the top. Oh, look at that. Just across the top to make his stuff go, hey, look. There. And we're gonna do that a little bit in there. Okay. Yeah, look at that. And we're gonna do that across the bottoms of his things. Just a little bit across the bottom, so that we know that he has metal and that he can glow. And he goes, look, I'm special. I either come from a starship that has funding, or I'm part of the bad guys, or, you know, either way, I have a better budget than you. And see, we're just going to do a quick pseudo dry brush across the gun. All right. And you see how that's coming together? Just doing that across his top. Okay. And there we go. Look at this guy. Now some folks would call this done. Okay. And you totally can if you're happy with it. But I want some more contrast. So we are going to go in there. We're going to go in there with our super tiny brush. And we are going to finish this guy up. Okay? So what we're going to do, we're just going to take a little bit of water, get on in there, and we're going to use that same thick and creamy stuff that we mixed up a little earlier. There we go. And we are going to start from the top down. We will start with his headpiece. Okay, yeah, look at the headpiece. Okay. There we go. He's got a nice little mohawk thing going. And if you guys think, oh my god, I can't do all this stuff, blah, 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 there's too many details, I promise you guys, pushing paint around a mini is not that difficult. The number one thing I come across when I come across people that are painting stuff is they set their standard for themselves way too high. Why, whatever do you mean, Solar? Well, they expect box art quality stuff on the very first thing they ever paint, the very first time they ever pick up a brush. And that's not cool. Okay? The second most dangerous thing that I tend to see is I see people that have been doing stuff for a long time. Okay? And they think they should be better than where they are. And they let that get on them. Now we're just going to kind of drag and do a little bit of a dry brush across his mouth. Okay, and that'll get us some sort of a little bit of contrasting there. You see? Now this guy, yeah, he's coming together. All right, so now we have his head meats. All right. And now we're going to move down his body. Okay. Now, when we move down his body, if you notice, we have lines that go here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go against the grain. Okay. With our overbrushing, and then we're just going to spread it out just a little bit. Remember, we're going to add a wash a little bit later to dull down a lot of this stuff. And then we're going to go over this again with the dry brushing so it pops. Okay? And I mean pops. Okay? Yeah, look at that. Look at that. All the way down. All the way down. Steady brush. Keep it on camera. Do better, old man. Do better. There we go. And now let's add a little bit of detail on his back. Okay? Just a little bit on his back. Not a whole lot, just a little. Just enough to say, hey, I am here. And the things that are wasted on the young. Youth? No. Knees. When y'all bust 40, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll be like, oh, curses, I wish I had lifted differently when I was younger. There we go. Yeah, get them in there. Get those knees. Yeah, put them knees down. Put the knees in. Okay, yeah, get them knees. All right. Now you see this guy looks cool. Now comes the really, really tough part, guys. And I mean this. This is a very tough part. All right. The thing that makes a Palanite, his target circle. Now, I'm going to move the camera way down there. If you guys see, right in here is a little focus. Is a little circle. Okay? And that is what we are aiming for. That tiny little circle. Okay, it's a target circle. Pop, 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 pop. Just going to go on in there and try not to hit the rest of it. Okay, we don't want to lose that line completely. Okay. Now that's coming together. All right. Ooh, boop. There we go. Focus. All right, you see where we're at here, guys? This guy's looking pretty cool. I said focus. All right. Yeah, this guy's... Ooh, excuse me. This guy's looking pretty cool. We only have a few more gold bits to outline in detail. I want those bits to shine so that people know what they're getting kicked with. And the top part to shine, because why not? Again, I want you to know what you're being kicked with. And his wristicuffs. This gives just enough contrast to the thing and the places for things to look interesting. Now, I really like working with metallics. I do. I'm a fan of working with metallics. They don't take a whole lot of work. Okay? And I like shiny things, you know. When I think of sci-fi, I don't think of grimdark. I think of shiny things. There's, you know, in space there's so much. Yeah. Got to get the boots shiny so that they can tell they're freshly licked. Exactly, Zan. See, you get it. You get it. You know, because if they have authority, they must have earned it, right? And we're going to add just a few of our goldish highlights on to our gun bits. Okay. And now, oh yeah, look at that. That is coming together. And now we're going to take a good blue and mix it with our black just so that we get a bit of difference. Because, you know, bootlicking popo, they tend, or, you know, mall cops, rather. Sorry, wrong meeting. That was last night down by the docks. Thank you guys who showed up. Yeah, there we go. We're just going to take some tidal wave blue from contrast, or from speed paint. Okay, and we're going to mix it with that same matte black. All right, we're just going for a little bit of a different tone of black than the rest of it. Yeah, there we go. And that way, people will be like, it's just black, but then they're going to look at it and they're going to be like, wait, that's not the black that I thought. It's a little bit different of a black. And I'll be like, yeah, exactly. All right, yeah. Because it's a different blackety black. Haha, look at that. We can play with all the different blackety blacks. Boop, boop. And we're just going to put that right on there. Okay. You see, we can do this black on, or we can do this blue on top of this blackety black. Because contrast paints and speed paints are very transparent. Okay. So they kind of add a bit of a tint. But you're not really gonna make out what colors they're supposed to be. Okay. That's not a privilege that they come with. Okay. Just remove a little lot of that with coffee staining. And look at that guy. Yeah, this guy came out pretty cool. All right, you know what? I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I put a wash on him and make him a little more grimdark? Or should I just do another dry brush of silver on top of a few stuff, make him shiny, make him pop, and leave him and just play him where he lays? Okay, thank you, Neon. Let's see. That looks like a man with a shiny truck jacked up to his thighs. Let's see. Coated in chrome and an eternally empty bed. Wow. You know what? I think you're right. If he gets any darker, he'll look rusted. Okay, yeah. All right, that's pretty good. And see, when our guy is here, he'll be like, aha, I'm hiding behind this thing. You see? And that's what they look like together. Oh, yeah, look at that. I really do like how that's coming out. Yeah. You know what, guys? I'm happy with it. I'm actually pretty happy with it on this. This gives me a really nice theme here. I like it. He looks all futuristic, but he still looks smaller than, say, a Space Marine or something like that. You know, and this is actually pretty cool. That's not a bad place to be. And again, these are things that I 3D printed. But I've also got this guy that used to be a HeroClick, you know. And when we get back from commercial, we're going to go over this guy, and we're going to give him a different paint job, but he's going to match this dude, okay? And he will be in my arsenal of sci-fi figures, all right? So, there we go. So, yeah. This is actually coming together pretty well. We're going to run another commercial break, and this is the time for you guys to talk to me. All right? We'll talk to you in just a few. By the way, Cyberdrake, I'm so happy that stuff has gotten less hot up there. You know? Yeah. Because this kind of thing and this stuff, man, it can get a little hairy, and it can seem a little hopeless. But seeming and being are completely different things, my friend. Let's see here. Who else? Wow, there's a lot of you guys out there. What's going on? I see Mark and Zan and... Whoa, this is unreal. Well, nice to meet you. Carthulu, what's going on? And let's see here. Interested in seeing it? I posted a Oh, the Golden Griffin highlights. Did you post them in the Discord or on Deckers on the Book, Zan? You know, let me know. Because I just want to know where to look at them. See, we got Mike over here saying he'll look fine on the table. Exactly, he'll look fine. Ah, okay, Zan put them on the Discord. Let's take a look at the pictures that Zan put on the Discord. Where they at? Where they at? Are they in the creation spot? Oh, nice one, Neon Arlecchino. Let's take a look at some of the stuff that our people put up. Because, yeah, this is cool. Again, guys, there are invitations to the Discord right there. So, yeah, let's take a look. Oh, cool. We've got a clownish figure from Neon Arlecchino. What game is that from? That's my question. Oh, wow. You've been doing some stuff. Are you getting ready for, Oh, that guy looks really cool. Look at me crawling. Oh, I'm doing the crawl. Okay, really like that guy. What games are these for, man? These are looking pretty cool. I gotta say, I like that. This is... Yeah, let me just adjust the angle here. Yeah, I like that a lot, man. That's very cool. Yep. Oh, that is so you. Look at those halflings. Find the halflings! Find the halflings! Oh, we're looking at all that. Yeah, and Zan... Oh, man. Well, thank you for making me feel bad about myself. Look at this thing. But, you know what? I will say this. You're missing your lightning, Night Lord. Oh, that looks so good, dude. That really does. That looks really good. That is a cool Chaos Terminator. You know, really cool. OPR and resolution. The gem looks amazing here, man. It really does. Like, I'm literally impressed. Like, look at that. Because for those of you guys that are watching and you don't know, it started like this up here at the top. This is what it looks like, and this is what he did with it. Just wow. You know, seriously. You know, I love that my deckers are so talented. Really, I mean, that's some of the stuff. And again, if you guys join the Discord channel, that's under the creations part, because we got people that put stuff up there all the time. All the time. This is just some good stuff. Oh yeah, I remember when Gloaf put up the multi-headed goose. The scariest creature ever if you've ever interacted with an actual goose. Because I'm not really one for animal cruelty, but I will eat me some foie gras. And why? Because I've been attacked by geese. That's called justice. Justice! Okay, sorry. Wrong meme. So yeah. So let's get back to making one of our hero clicks sci-fi game good. All right? Let's see. Canada geese are where Canadians store all of their malice and rage. That and hockey games. I was about to say, man, don't underestimate hockey games. And they're chirping, or they're playing the dozens. I can tell you, man, they can talk some crap. They can talk some crap. I gotta say. So yeah, so let's take this guy. Again, I'm not even gonna prime this guy, okay? This is what he looks like when he comes out of the box. All right, real talk. This is the guy. All right, and I'm putting this out there to really show you guys that anybody can do this stuff. All right, we're gonna start with our standard Matt Black. Okay, Matt, Jack's brother. All right. And he's sitting up going, brother, what the night it really was. Mother, what the night it really, but the angina sucks. You know, that's what he's doing. You know, we're going to take the paint that tells us how his brother wrote the greatest song in the world, but he couldn't remember it, so he wrote a tribute to it. All right. And that's what we're going to do. Now, this guy is super easy to paint. He doesn't have a whole lot of details. And I'm going to use a different theme as I had with my Palinites, because I don't want him looking the exact same. All right. I'm actually going to do something kind of fun, which is I am going to... Well, actually, I'm going to let you guys do it. Guys, pick a color. Just pick a color that this guy is going to represent. Just a color. I don't care what color. Just pick a color. Yeah, pick a color. You know. Or pick a couple of colors so I can put a poll up. Yeah, because polls are fun. And that's engagement. I'm thinking more like a streamer all the time. Yeah. You see, we're doing what Nicolas Cage says we should do and blacking it out. We're blacking it all out. Black it out. Black it out. He is such a national treasure. Oh, man. Here we go. Orange and red, give him some fire. Okay, Cyber Drake is saying fire theme, huh? Fire. Doom, 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 ba-doom, boom, fire. Let's see, who else? What does YouTube say? Well, what do we got saying on YouTube? Because you guys have been really quiet. YouTube is like, he'll look fine on the table. I don't care what you paint him. I don't care. Yeah, leave him alone. I don't care. Don't look at me. Okay. Now, if you guys notice, the red is actually his face. All right. And that being the case, since I have to do the face thing, what we are going to do, because I don't like doing details, all right, is we are going to white his face out. Okay. We are literally just going to white it out. We're going to take some of that skeleton bone that we had earlier, and we're just going to wipe it across his face. Wipe it across. Yeah, just wipe it across his face. And why? Because that is going to be for our that's going to be there for our contrast paint, or rather our speed paint, Army Painter speed paint. So, yeah, we got this guy. Focus. Focus. All right. So now, with the slap chop, method that we would normally use, we're going to do a different slap chop, okay? We're going to do what I like to call a robot slap, all right? Because it's really good for sci-fi, especially if you just want to hurry up and get something on the table. That's what we're going to do. But first, we're going to start on this guy because we still have paint over here and it's getting a little dry. Boop, 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 boop. And again, it's a preview for what we're doing. Okay. Again, we're going to take our armor and we're just going to paint that all the way up with that gunmetal that we had laying around. Okay. Again, doop. Army Painter, gunmetal gray, gunmetal. Okay. All right. So yeah, we got that going. Yeah, putting the gunmetal on there. Because Disco thought they could stop the metals. And it got thrown to the ground. Here we go. Yeah, just get that. Yeah, get the gun gray in there. Gun gray, gun gray. Gunmetal gray, metals, stop the metals. Doop, 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 doop. Okay, yeah, get the metals. And yeah, okay, so yeah, got the metals. Metals on his wrist. Where else did we put the metals? Well, that's the main place. Oh, and a gun. It's called gunmetal. See? Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Metals. Okay, yeah, look at all that. And there we go. Looks fine from the table. All right. So now that we got that going, we need to grab a little bit more of that brown mixture that we put together to do his belt. Okay, that's the skeleton white, the brown, a little bit of yellow for flavor. There we go. That going, and we're just gonna whiten up that. Ooh boy. Look at all that. I'm just gonna pop that down there. Keep that line going. Focus on the line. Okay, and now these other brown bits. And as you guys can see, once you get your formula and stuff, you can get these done in just a few minutes. Once you know what you're doing, you hit that zone, and it's just like, yeah, I've hit the zone. Look at that zone that I've hit. I'm in that zone. As you guys remember, there we go. Those all the way in there. Look at that guy. Now that we can let him dry, we can go back to our other dude. Okay, and we're going to take that same gunmetal. Okay, that same gunmetal. Oh, that's what happened. I need a sec, guys, because, yeah, my heavy brush. Ooh. Oh, that was painful. There we go. You know you're getting old when the idea of bending over and stretching is a chore. Yeah, and it really is a chore. There we go. All right, so let's just boom. There. All right, now we're going to take our heavy brush here. This is heavy brush. Okay, now let's head back. Okay, and we're going to take our shining silver. Okay. Ooh, messed that one up. Okay, yeah, we're going to take our shiny silver. Okay, where's our shining silver? There we go. Shining silver. And we are going to kill this brush. And how do we kill it? Well, we're going to dry brush. And remember the dry brush technique we talked about a few weeks ago. Your brush is mostly dry, but really, it's damp. Okay? And now let's take a look. Okay? So we're going to go in there with that shining silver. Why shining silver? Well, shining silver plus black equals gunmetal. Okay? And I know we could have just gone over this with gunmetal, but we are going to go so much harder. Okay? But the important part about the dry brushing, if you guys notice, his folds stay black. Okay? And that's because our brush isn't going into its recesses. Okay? That's why we start with the black. Okay? Now, the funnest part about this particular technique is that you can go layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, and you can just get them popping. Okay? And that's one of the things we're going to do, because this guy is going to be bright. Okay, but we're starting off with this. Okay, yeah. And you see, guys, he's got all that stuff going, but he definitely looks a little bit more outer space than he did when we started. Okay, and that's good. That's good. Okay. There we go. Look at that. Oh, yeah, baby. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, there we go. Now he's looking a lot like a sci-fi sentry, which is neat, you know. Call him Ron or something, you know. He can totally be like the guy. You know the guy. You know the guy. Okay, and we're just going to make this a little bit smaller. And I want it to stay a little bit more in focus. There we go. And let's see. Now, figures like this, again, these are literally like $1 HeroClix figures, you know, that you can pick up at like Majestics on eBay for like literally $1.25, or you could pick up like a whole bag full of them for almost nothing, guys. Like seriously, almost nothing it will cost you to get these guys going. All right, now someone said we should make it red, and nobody else said anything else, so we're going to take our Poppy Red. Again, I mostly do Army Painter Speed Paint. Please sponsor me. And we are going to put this red right on over that armor so that we get a shine. Okay? There we go. And remember, guys, with Army Painter advertises that you can do everything in one thick coat and it'll drip into the recesses and do all that jazz. And in my experiences, that is true. Okay? That is true. But a few thin coats is what I like to do, just to make sure I'm not messing up the transparency. You know, but again, they're your toys. You do what you want. Okay? You do what you want. You paint them the way that you want to paint them. All right? I'm not a guru. I say experiment. Okay? Just experiment. See what works for you. Some things might not. But don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. You know, the condition of wanting things to be so perfect that you never start. That's dangerous. And it makes nobody happy. You know? Remember, these are our hobbies. These are the things that we spend our paychecks on. They're not our jobs. You know, they don't have to be perfect. Your 6th grade teacher doesn't live in your head. You know, or at least doesn't have to live in your head. We're making toys. You know, and so many people look at me and they're like, dude, you're a 45-year-old man. You should be doing something more mature. I'm like what? Excessively drink? Get into bar fights? Hit on 20-somethings? Or, you know, seek attention and admiration from people that are younger than my kids? Is that what I'm supposed to be doing? And then they go, well, exactly. Okay, yeah, that ain't me. You know, I make toys. If my 6th grade teacher lives in my head, that means I'm possessed. Dude, my 6th grade teacher's still alive. Thank you. That just means I'm in massive need of therapy. See, there we go. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm feeling the Rocket Raccoon in me now. There we go. So this guy's coming out. And now we just gotta push him aside and let him dry. Okay? This is why having a paint stick is important, because picking these things up, yeah, look at that. He's so got a Tony Stark thing going for him, and that'll work. But we're gonna let let this stuff sink into the recesses and dry. In the meantime, we're going to go back to this guy. Yeah, because he's not the finished one. Okay, so clean your brushes. Okay, clean them. Because now we go in with that black. Okay, oh no, we've already gone in with that black. My mistake. Okay, so we've got all that, got all those. Pull the other guy up. Okay, yeah. Cool. So now we can go in with our goldish color and start putting in the things. Yeah, we're putting in the things. We had those details on his barrel there. We had some of these on top. And we've got his head meat going. Okay. And, ooh, there we go. Nope, wrong brush. Wrong brush. So, let me get the proper brush here. I'm like, this is really big and really hard to control. Oh, no wonder. I'm using the wrong brush, guys. And by wrong, I mean the incorrect one. I have the better tools for the job. I may as well use them. You know? Because why wouldn't I use the proper tool if I have it? And the answer is, sometimes I practice using crap tools in case my good tools disappear because I'm irresponsible and ADD. But again, my toys, I paint them how I want. I do what I want. There we go. Ooh, and coming in there. Hey, look at that. And again, right there. And now the face. Look at the face. Oh, look at his face. Yeah, he got a face. Hey, it is his face. All right. And now coming in here. Shoulder pads. Now, when I was growing up, I grew up in the 80s, okay? And in the 80s, everything had shoulder pads. And I loved them. Now, granted, by the time I'd hit 7th grade, I dropped 30 pounds and grew 6 inches in one summer. One of the most painful summers I've ever had over the course of my life. I felt like Indiana Jones. Let's see. Pro tip. If you're at the Dollar Tree, has blue poster tag. Oh, yeah. Yeah, seriously, poster tag. You know, I totally forgot to bring out my poster tag and all that stuff today. That's why I'm holding by the figures. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was the whole thing. I was on the phone with my dance sister, and irresponsible me didn't go through my checklist. That's not my sister's deal. That was me. All right. So here we go. And look at that. Yeah, you got those guys. Because again, got to make them nice and shiny so they know who and what kicked them. There. All right. So yeah, that's coming out there. Belt buckle. His belt buckle. And his army arms. You know, look at his bracers. He's got band bracers. And if you guys like this, you guys wait until I get new glasses. Unfortunately, my glasses are very inexpensive, but again, y'all know what I went through in December, so it'll be a while before I have an extra $100 to spend. This is how I know that anybody can do the stuff that we're doing. Okay, I personally have 100 reasons why I shouldn't be able to do it. And yet, here I stand. You know. Again, I'm not John Blanche. I'm not any one of the pre-Raphaelites or anybody that you learn about in art school. But pushing paint around a toy should be something, guys, that brings us a bit of happiness, all right? Or at least doesn't cause a lot of misery. You know what I'm talking about? So, it's not really up to us, or it's not really in our best interest to make a lot of the stuff that we do difficult on ourselves. Speaking of which, I'm going to be doing something pretty difficult, but I think it's going to be fun. Okay, we're going to take some of that blue now, and we're just going to put that blue on the black. Then we're going to let that dry and go back to our other guy real quick. Boop, boop, boop. Wake me up inside. Okay. You know, funny thing, guys, I woke up this morning and for some reason, and I don't know why, but I was sure that today was Friday. No idea why. Oh, okay, Cyber Drake, you have an idea for tabletop talk? Well, you can send it to backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. And give it the subject, a tabletop talk. That way, I know it's from you guys, and I know what it's about, and I know for a much closer fact that it won't be the guys that are like, I'll build you a faceless YouTube channel, just send me $80,000. You know, because yeah, those guys do bug me. And I don't mean they bug me principalically. I mean I get loads and loads of emails because I haven't been able to sign up for one of those services that takes you off of people's mailing lists. You know, that's what people don't tell you. When you run a business like I do, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Roger and Roger. All right, Roger. Let's see. And office supplies and toy crafts? All right, now let's take our almost Iron Man type guy over here. And we are going to do something that we never do. Okay, we never do. But why not? May as well try something new. Because what is life if you don't try anything new, right? What we are going to do is we are going to give this guy, gonna just go here and there, and yeah, a little bit there. Okay, and we're just gonna build that up down there, build that up down there, build that up down there. That's right. We're putting a pseudo flame job on this guy. I've never done them before. I've just seen people do them. It's like, no, I don't know what I'm doing, but I've seen it done a million times. Ha ha ha. Okay, so we're going to start with some of that bone white. We're just going to make a bunch of squiggles. Squiggles. And then we're going to connect those squiggles and fill them out a little bit like fire is at the bottom. Okay. Now, yeah, squiggle. Okay. Squiggle. Just squiggling, squiggle, all the way down. Make sure that you thin your not contrast paints. Okay, there we go. We're just going to squiggle. Squiggle. This is why I don't paint Night Lords. Because I don't want to take something like a surgical stitches needle and try and make lightning. There we go. Where's Hammerstein? I don't know. Probably next to Rogers. There we go. And now we're going to give him a bit of a squiggle here. Squiggle. Squig. All right, there we go. And while I'm doing this, again, let's repaint up his face. Again, a bunch of thin coats. Make sure that we don't fill in any detail. You know, we don't want his face to be like, oh, look at how chunked up I am. Unless that is what we want. All right. Now that we got that, I'm going to take another one of our brushes after we clean it off, and we are going to grab Fire Giant Orange. Ha ha. Okay. And this is Fire Giant Orange from Speed Paint. And that's what we're going to use. We're just going to tint up that orange on the bottom after condemning ourselves. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. After condemning ourselves for dropping our brushes again. Yeah, now look at that. Oh, yeah, he's all orangish. All right. Now, let's take some of that red and fix up his hairline a bit. Okay, yep. Got all that and got that in there. Cool. Okay. And see, now he's got a little bit of a flame job on there. They roll better when they have flames. Don't they, though? All right. And now, do I have my flesh tone? Flesh. No, that's Ancient Honey. Sugar, do. Ancient honey. Oh, well, we don't have that, so I guess we're going to have to make... You know what? Let's just go straight Iron Man with this guy. Just straight up Iron Man with this guy. So we're going to take his face meats and we're just going to paint his face meats up in gold. Because it's what we've got available. See, look at that guy. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, now this guy. And let's do just a little bit of dry brushing over his gun. With that same gold. And he shall be Tiger Man. Tiger Man of the Flaming Foot. There we go. And since I'm doing that, we're going to take some of the gold, some of the shining silver, okay? And we're just going to give him a quick dry brush over the top of all that, just to bring out some of the raised bits. And there we go. These guys are relatively good enough. All right, so I really hope you guys dug what you saw today. I know, I gotta work out some of the stuff that I use with my cameras and things. It's gonna be another couple of days, you know? These types of things can get a little wacky. But, again, guys, these things can honestly be looked at in an interesting fashion. You know, like honestly be looked at in a really interesting fashion. You don't need a lot of cool stuff in order to make things work. All right? Sometimes, well, my grandmother used to tell me to take what I got and make what I want out of it, you know? You don't really need a lot to get involved in painting or anything like that. And a lot of people still think that what they do has to be perfect or has to live up to some sort of arbitrary standard. But that's not true. You know, it's not true. All that matters is you do the best you can with what you know. The more you do it, the better you'll get. And that's something that happens in time. You know, like tears in rain. No, it doesn't vanish like that. But yeah, I mean, you get better at stuff in time. And in all honesty, you know, this is the stuff that I've learned over decades, one could say. Like serious decades. I have been playing these games and painting models and doing all of this stuff for a very long time. Okay? And the biggest thing about all of this is I used to have really big and arbitrary standards for myself as well. But one of the things I learned over time is that no one's perfect from the start. No one. No one's perfect with anything from the start. Everything takes time. Everything takes practice. And as long as we are practicing and using our time in ways that we enjoy, like I tell my music students, make your practice musical. Because one of the best teachers I've ever heard of said something that really, really hit me. And that is, practice makes permanent. So, the more we do something, the more we'll be able to do something. And that's just how things go. And I always thought, you know what? That's really neat. You know, if I just keep doing something, it will become old hat. It will become habit. And I am so failing at setting up the glamour shot. There we go. Even dropped one of the minis. I'm like, oh my god, I'm failing. I am terrible. But no, yeah. So, as I was saying, yeah, this teacher actually said that practice makes permanent. You know, a lot of people say practice makes perfect. I don't like perfect. You know, the one thing I've always not liked about perfect is that it is so fragile. Okay, as soon as something is perfect, a breeze comes along, changes the environment, and it's not perfect anymore. Now, it's all messed up. And I have seen that over and over, time and time again with people. You know, I really have. And it makes me sad. But since we're doing all these things that we find fun and that make us smile and that make us go, hey, you know what? I like this thing that I'm doing. Then we're good all the way across the board. You know, as long as what we're doing is something that we enjoy. I actually found out that Twitch does the excessive tobacco smoke warning, and I think I might actually be putting that up there. But, you see, I'm trying to set up a good glamour shot. You know, takes a little work. Yeah, a little bit of work. But once I get it, oh my god, it'll be awesome. You know, because I didn't bring out any glue. Which means one of these guys aren't on a base. There we go. It's almost a total diorama. Let me just... that's better. Oh, that is almost the... Okay, there's that jazz. Again, when it comes to filming the models and stuff, I only have one camera. The other stuff is actually in a different part of the house for the other YouTube channel where I teach music. So, let's see here. If it ain't fun, don't do it. Yeah, I truly wish I can make a living off of that particular axiom. Let's, hang on. And boop. And boop. There we go. I wonder a lot. Yep, if only I had a little piece of something. Okay, and again, there. Just trying to set all that stuff up proper. This is like a game from the 80s, which is really annoying and not fun to play. All right, let's take a look. Oh man, almost. All right. Do I have anything that might be a little sticky? Looking around, because I normally have a little piece of poster tack or something I can futz around with because of my neurospice, but it doesn't look like I have that today. Well, we'll use a little magic. Let's take a look. Oh, it fell. Okay, yeah, start laughing, guys. Start laughing. There we go. I'm just going to set this guy up again. It's actually interesting. It looks like a certain part of this rotating thing hits a bump of some kind. Oh, wait. There we go. So, nope. What I'll do, there. Haha, science. And there we go, guys. Oh, see, the guards came and now he's hiding. Yeah, that's my story. That's what I'll stick to. Ah, man, so many bloopers, so much B-roll. There we are. Haha. Yes, he sits there in his bunker. Oh no, he ran away. All right. But he rolled a 1. Right? I know. He just did the thing. I tried. I'll do it better. You guys are mean, man. Drunk on the job again. Get it together. He's drunk on the job. Yep, nope. He rolled a 1. He has no balance. But seriously, the fact that we can laugh like this is exactly why we do all of this stuff. But thank you guys. Now, I have a lot more to do with these Palanites, because we did 2. I have 8 more to do. Duck and cover. Yeah, I have 8 more to do before I can film my Stargrave battle report. Those are going to go up on the Patreon. Okay, they're going to go up on the Patreon. Then they're going to go over to the YouTube channel and all that stuff. Like I said, I have a lot of stuff coming down the pike, and I do not have a life filled with distractions, which is really awesome. So I want to thank you guys for being here with me today. Super thanks to Neon Arlecchino, Cyber Drake Luca, Cthulhu. We're looking at Xanathades. This is unreal. Let's see here. Sleeping Beauty Syndrome, welcome back. Rogue Girl, hey, nice to see ya. Jason versus 1x4. Okay, well, I know Jason versus a 2x4 does pretty well if you had a TurboGrafx 16 in 1991. Let's see, we got Donk, and of course over on the YouTubes, we got our folks like the 20 Mike and Daryl all saying what's up. And if you guys are watching and just lurking, or if you're watching from the future, hey, thanks guys, this really means a lot. Help us hit our goal of 1,000 subscribers by the end of February. I'm trying to be realistic. Over on the YouTube channel, that's BidP Blurred. It'll also say Solar Gray, and the shorter form content is coming out very soon. And of course, since we have the question of I have an idea for a thing, where do I send it? Oh, well, that's easy. You can send your questions and comments and stuff like that to backinthedeck@gmail.com. That's BACKINTHEDECK@gmail.com. You can also hit me up over on Twitter. That's my ex. And Instagram, also at Back in the Deck. You can look up. You can look me up on the Clock app, TikTok, under BidP. That's BIDPY. You can also join Deckers on the Book and our talk to other deckers. Put the stuff up that you're making. Again, I look at this stuff as well, and I'm like, oh my god, you guys are so talented and so good. I wish I could paint as good as you guys. Actually, no, I don't, because if I did, I would work at it. And I don't want to work at it. But you guys do such amazing stuff, and there's so many cool and amazing people that are part of this community. I want as many people to join as possible, as long as they want to be part of a cool community. We're here. We're totally here. That doesn't mean I don't use the bad hammer. So if people show up wanting to talk crap and start stuff and make people feel uncomfortable, yeah, I get them out. But in the meantime, if anybody tells you that you can't like what you like because of the circumstances of your birth, be it race, religion, creed, gender identity, sexual orientation, disabilities, or your budget, not to mention neurospice, because why do I say all that stuff? Because if you've ever been to a trailer park, you are walking distance from the hood, alright? And we're both trying to see who wants to share a tangerine. So, with all that, I gotta say, if anybody tells you that you can't like what you like because of that stuff, you just tell them to take any of those cards they're trying to pull on you and put them back in the deck. This is Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, saying thank you guys, and come on back Friday, where we do another game focus and talk about some other stuff that we hope to play over the weekend. But until then, I'm Solar Gray, the Cinematic Sorcerer, and I will see you next time on the dark side of the room.